sorry, every check has to have an account, but every account does not have to have a check. Yep, yep. Okay. Does that make sense? Any questions about this? No, no, no. I might, if I did say that, I was wrong. A single line is Leon. A single line is total participation. Double line means partial participation. If I did say that in lecture 15, I am sorry, but yeah, if I did say that, I'm sorry, but that is wrong. If I said that, that is wrong. Slide 18 on this set of slides. On lecture 15. Okay, give me a sec. Yeah, Eric, Google is wrong. So in this particular situation, partial participation is what? Okay. Whoops, give me a sec. I think the terms are weird. Okay, let me get back. Okay. Double line means that it is a total participation. That means that every loan needs to have a particular customer. Yes, you guys are correct. I am totally wrong on this. I framed this wrong. So every loan needs to have a particular customer. That is why we have a double loan, double line. That same thing applies for every check needs to have a particular account, right? That is why this double line is called a total participation. I am totally sorry. And a partial participation is shown by a single line. Not every customer needs a loan. And that is why this is shown by a single line. That also applies to account. Not every account needs to have a corresponding check, but every check needs to have an account. I just, my bad. Yes, you guys are correct. Thank you so much. So let me rephrase as Leon, Edward, and Pranaya say. And Pranaya, I'm sorry, Google is not wrong. So every loan needs to have a customer. That means that this is a partial participation, that is a total participation. And basically that means that every loan needs a customer. Every customer does not need a loan. That is basically we have a single line. Every account does not need a check. That is a single line. Every check needs a customer. That is why we have a total participation. Double line means a total participation. Does that excuse the confusion that we had? Does that fix it? Double lines means total participation. That is every check needs an account, but every account does not need a check. I messed up terms. I am sorry. Okay, so now that we know about this, does that mean that all together? No. Justin. Every diagram that we had, a single line means partial participation, right? That means whichever entity that we have that single line for, that entity has a partial participation, even if it is a many-to-many or a one-to-one relationship. If it is a single line, that means it's a partial participation. I just confused what those terms meant in terms of, because they are so, forget about that. But essentially, a single line essentially means partial participation. Double line means total participation. Does that make sense? So that means that for total participation, every check has a double line. That means every check needs an account. Every account has a single line. That means every account may or may not have a check. May or may not have a loan, may or may not have a check, may or may not have a manager. Pick one. So on that note, let's look at the manager. Every worker may or may not, every worker here may or may not have a manager. Does everyone agree with this thing? Every worker may or may not have a manager. Every manager may or may not have a worker as well. Yes or no? So there might be workers that don't have managers. There might be managers that don't have workers. Is that what this diagram says? Let me type it out. Yes, but these are all yogi, but these are all partial participations, right? A worker can theoretically have no manager. So if you say, yes, right, exactly, yogi, pranay, exactly. So if you want the case that a manager must have a worker, both Pranay and Yogi, if a manager must have a worker, is this diagram correct in order to represent that? Or should this be a double line here? Should this be a double line here? Where was that? Exactly, Leon. Right? For the manager part, it should be a double line. Right? If we want to argue that every manager should at least have one worker or more workers, depending upon those constraints that we can have, 1 dot dot blah blah blah, 0 dot dot blah blah blah, those sort of things. Exactly, Edward Pranay. That should be a double line, right? If we want a manager to have at least one worker, because what is he managing in the first place, or what is she managing in the first place, right? Very good, thank you. I think that also clears something. Okay. So where were we? Okay, so now that clears it up. So this is a complete participation or a total participation. A single line is a partial participation. If you want to convert this into a corresponding schema, note that account is a strong entity set. Strong entity sets are easy to represent, right? Just the name, the account number, that is a primary key, also set that as a primary key, and all of the attributes that we have. Check is a weak entity set that is related by check transaction. So the check number itself is basically going to be the discriminator. The primary key for check would be the account number and check number together, right? And check transaction, or the check number itself, that relationship would have account number, check number as their primary keys, and all the other junk, that is basically all the other attributes that we have for that particular table, right? Since this is a one-to-many relationship, remember that check number is a partial primary key. So check number has to be the primary key in any case. But if this was a complete primary key, or if check was like a strong entity set, then only check number would have sufficed. But since check number is a partial primary key or a weak primary key, we also need the primary key of the entity set that it is connecting to. And that is why we have account number and check number as our primary key for the check. Otherwise, we would have not. Does that make sense? So if check number was underlined completely, right, that would have meant that check number is a solely identifying entity, right? So in that scenario, only check number would have sufficed. Otherwise, since check number itself is a weak primary key, we need the account number as well to actually combine them together into its final primary key. Does that make sense? So let me know if you have any questions regarding this thing. The difference, since this is a one-to-many relationship, officially only check number would have been the primary key. But since check number is a weak primary key, we need to have account number as well. So that is the point that I'm making. So do let me know if you have any questions regarding that. Okay. So let's look at this particular example again. This is the homework submission entity that we had. Student has a primary key that is username. That is all fine and dandy. This is a strong entity set, and every username has can correspondingly represent a particular student as well. So this does not, I basically removed, or basically this does not have other entities, but you can imagine other things for a student as well, you know, gender, grade, blah 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 stuff. So you can have other information about the student as well, or picked name. We have another strong entity set, that is the assignment. That is the assignment short name or the assignment name. The due date and the URL for that assignment is basically normal attributes. And we say that these are all weakly related to the submission itself. And why? Because we have this version. Because a student can submit, in general, a student can submit multiple versions. Imagine Blackboard, right? I do not say that when you submit something in Blackboard, I do not say that only you can submit it once. You can submit it into Blackboard multiple times. And Blackboard maintains all the copies that you submitted. And basically it maintains a version number, version 0, version 1, version 2, and so on, right? So every submission has a version number, a submission date, and the data that it was submitted with. But the version number itself is a weak key, right? When combined with username and the assignment that it was submitted to, then we can say this is the version 0 or the first submission of student XYZ for assignment 4, right? That is the entire thing that we need to know in order to identify a particular submission, right? So this is what it does. Version number itself is a weak key, but when combined with username and the assignment name together, it becomes the final key for that particular submission. But also note that just the username and the submission assignment name is not enough. Let's say that one particular user XYZ, let me pick a student, Edward. Let's say that Edward submitted 4 submissions for assignment 4, right? If I say that get me the data for Edward for assignment 4, that is not a total information, right? We also need the version number that I need to